All right, here we go now. We look forward to this. The White Sox, of course, part of our brush back today. Chuck Garfien covers them, NBC Sports Chicago, been here a long time. And he says hello. First time for us. Chuck, welcome. How are you today, pal? Okay?
It's great to be here. Great to be in the city of Chicago talking baseball with you. What do you got?
Good to have you with us. Your owner, Reinsdorf, was quoted in Bob Nightingale today. It seemed like he was, relatively optimistic. Wasn't quite too sure what to expect with his young team as far as 2020 is concerned. Chuck, you've been there for about 10 days now. What's your sense of the ball club as we embark here in a week or so? Let me hear.
I think this team has the same vibe that it had back in spring training. Everyone got together and they saw exactly what they have, not just for 2020, but for the future and the potential of this team. You see guys like Dallas Keuchel, and they've added Yasmani Grandal into the mix with this young nucleus. The vibe at spring training was great. And then you're wondering, okay, after this time off, you come back, what kind of shape is everyone going to be in physically and mentally? And from the guys I've spoken to, they have picked up right where they left off. They feel great. They are ready to make some noise in the American League Central. So Twins, Indians, the White Sox want you to know they've got the horses to come at them here in 2020 and beyond.
All right, how about losing the big right-handed pitcher who's got a lot of good stuff, and I don't know where his deal was this year, how much he was going to be in the plans in a truncated season, but that was a blow, I would think, last week. Let me get your thoughts on that. Go ahead.
You're talking about Michael Kopech, who is still very much a part of the plan with the White Sox, but the Sox actually have a little bit of a luxury right now. They have some depth in starting pitching. Carlos Rodon is coming back from Tommy John surgery. He's in the mix right now. There's Gio Gonzalez, Lopez, Giolito, Keuchel, and there's even some young prospects who are here in Major League camp. We're talking about Dane Dunning and Jimmy Lambert. They are looking good as well. So Kopech's not going to be a part of the plans in 2020. If he was to be here, I'm not exactly sure what his role would have been on this team, probably coming out of the bullpen. So it's unfortunate that he's not here this year, him opting out for 2020, but I do expect he'll be raring to go coming off Tommy John surgery himself in 2021.
All right, now, listen, it's one thing to, be the, new flavor in March and have all this optimism and all the moves they make and everything else. The White Sox have been basically a disaster for a long period of time, and now they got a little bullseye in their back with all these young players. That is a very difficult transition to make, where now all of a sudden everybody knows you're pretty good and you're dangerous. Dealing with that expectation for any young team in any sport is a big transition. What's your take on them handling that here in 2020?
Well, you could say that basically almost every team in baseball over the last 5-10 years that has gone through doesn't even have to be a rebuild, has had those same expectations placed on them. Look at the Cubs across town. A lot of young guys, and they brought in some veterans, and look what they did. It comes down to they believe in themselves. Do they? Well, here's what's been going on so far in intra-squad games. You see here, there's Luis Robert. There's so much talent on this team, and it's a mix of veterans who have been there before. Dallas Keuchel knows how to win. Yasmani Grandal. These guys, they know how to get to the playoffs. Gio Gonzalez. And so you add all that together, there's going to be pressure, but I think there's also a confidence with this team that they are ready for that pressure, that they can handle it. And, are they going to go after the Twins and win the division this year? I'm not saying that, but this is a team that has been getting better. Not just, the record has been great, but individually, Yohan Moncada took the next step last year. Giolito, Anderson. So where this is trending is up. How far up is it going to go in 2020? I can't say that, but I like where this is headed, and the White Sox feel good about it too.
One last thing, Chuck, doing a good job here. Is ownership, i.e. Khan, the GM, are they looking at this as sort of a free year? Let's sort of get some of the kinks out. If we go 30-30 and miss the playoffs, we'll live and we'll come raring to go. We get the pitcher back and we'll be flying next year. Or are they looking at this July and this restart here as a chance to, sort of steal a playoff berth and make a lot of noise? What's this franchise, what's the upstairs folks thinking about when the year embarks next Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking upstairs, I was going to say on the field, they're not even thinking that. They started talking playoffs, talking Rick Renteria and the players last September for 2020. Pandemic or not, they wanted to do it. I would say, I don't want to speak for the front office, but I would say that in their eyes, the window is now starting to open in 2020. And it remains to be seen how wide that door is going to open in 2020 and now add into all this unknowable season. It's tough to really even define what it's going to look like, let alone how the Sox will be able to do under these circumstances. But something tells me the Sox will be just fine. And all the signs about this team that we've been looking at this whole off season, and now we're going to finally see on the field, we're going to start seeing some of this coming to fruition, and they're going to be a team to watch, and they're going to improve in 2020, pandemic situation or not.
Chuck, good job. Thanks very much. We'll get to you again. Enjoy the day and, of course, the last week of spring training. Thank you very much here coming on for a few minutes. Appreciate it.